Welcome to Masala Mamas. I'm Anjum Nair. Autism is just one of those topics that has so many different layers when it comes to the conversations. How do you manage it? How do you deal with it? But then we also wanted to talk about people that have actually dealt with this over the years and have come through successfully and empowered their children and using local supports. So today we're joined by Laxmis Story, a mother who has a son with autism, and Geeta Murthy from the South Asian Autism Awareness Center, a great editorial partner for us. Thanks for joining us. So Lakshmi, tell me, you have a son now who's had it for over 10 years, at least over a decade. How have you modified some of the things that you've done at home? How have you modified behavior or things that you do at home to support your son?
Kevin was diagnosed when he was 3.5, so it was a struggle at the beginning because there was not much help professionally, but with the school system, we went through the school system, and there was few help, but we also had to get some private therapies. Now he's 20 years old, he's in high school, he's graduating this June.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Yes, and he has come a long way. He's, even though he's non-verbal, he knows what he needs. Very basic stuff, any instructions he understands, and he's very pleasant to be with, he's very social, and SAC has helped us a lot.
So how has he sort of evolved with autism, and how has he, tell us about his successes?
At the beginning he didn't do anything, like he was like a baby. You had to do everything for him. But through therapy, through intervention, like he evolved, and every step was a baby step, but like he grew from what he needs, what are the things to do, training, everything. We did it step by step, took the time. So it was a long struggle, but I think the Kevin we know now is really someone great, and I never thought we'll come to this stage.
And you've managed to find a great resource in the community yourself, yes. The South Asian Autism Awareness Center. So Geeta, can you tell me, how can people reach out in their own communities beyond their backyard to find resources like yours?
Most of the time it's a word of mouth. So it's a success rate at the organization it's huge right now, because we have got children who starts at 2.5 years old and until they find employment. So we are serving over 150 families, and we have got over 110 volunteer base. So through them, it's a word of mouth too. And also I think now, because we are going into our 7th year, it's many agencies like in the mainstream, like Geneva Center, Holland Blueview, they all know about SAC, and then we have a great partnership with them too. So the resources out there, and they just make the call, or they go to our website and come to us for services.
So there are still some cultural barriers to access, I believe. We've obviously covered this on our site in the cultural study that was done. Can you talk about whether those barriers hinder treatment?
Definitely yes. So there is stigma, even in 2015 too. When we started, it was in 2008. At that time, it was a major problem coming out the families. But right now too, there is. The reason I'm saying it's a stigma and the cultural barriers is because according to the Center for Disease Control, they have identified, or they have done the survey, and 1 in 68 children have diagnosed with autism. So when you say 1 in 68, and how many people you see out in public, right? You go to the functions, you go to churches, temples, you don't see too many of children who has autism. That means the parents don't want to bring them out. There's a lot of, because they feel like that other people will judge their family, right? So there is, and the cultural barrier is they don't want to even go to the psychologist. It's a big no-no there, right?
Yeah,
yes. So and also stigma robs motivation, right? So when you are not motivated, how can you go and find services? So it's a long barrier there.
Well, really great information from you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And as always, great tips from the South Asian Autism Awareness Center. We've got a monthly partnership with you guys that provide us with great information for parents. And you know, autism is more than just a local conversation. It's a global issue that's affecting people. So if you're looking for a resource to get connected with, reach out to us at masalamamas.com.